guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be on how I got into modeling. So I've had lots of people message me on Instagram asking me how I got started, advice on how to get them started. So I'm going to make a video and let you know how I got started into modeling. After I got my chest tattooed, I had a few tattoo magazines contacting me for images to submit to them. For their magazines, they wanted my photos of my tattoos in their magazines. So initially I obviously didn't get my tattoos for, you know, me to get into magazines or do any type of modeling. I never ever thought about modeling ever. So yeah, I just kind of fell into it, I guess. So anyway, these magazines were contacting me, asking me to submit images. So I went out and searched for some local photographers in Brisbane who were recommended to me to take photos for submission for these magazines. So yeah, I started my first shoot. One of them was Inked Magazine, was one of the publications that contacted me, and obviously Inked Magazine in Australia is the biggest, most recognized tattoo magazine, and actually in the world. The American one's a lot bigger. So I was like, well, that's gonna be pretty cool if I get into that magazine. So I got some photos taken, and yeah, the initial shoots were enjoyable. I had fun. I obviously had no idea what I'm doing. Like, I went into it and I was like, okay, so you actually have to pose me and make me look good, because I've never had photos of me taken in my life and I have no idea what looks good. So yeah, I just had a bit of guidance from photographers, and then afterwards I was cover of Inked Magazine, which was crazy. My first ever magazine appearance, I got a front cover of Inked Magazine and Expressions Magazine at the start of this year, and off the first 2 photo sets that were ever taken of me. So pretty crazy. So I just thought, okay, so I'm kind of naturally talented at this, so I'm somewhat good at taking photos, which was quite surprising, because if anyone actually knows me personally, I'm not the most girliest girl out, I guess. So yeah, I got published on them and I was like, this is fun, I could keep on doing this. And obviously from those shots there was other photographers that were interested in working with me. So I was like, okay, so I just started working with a few more and thought I could probably make a job out of this and help out people and share my knowledge onto people as well. So yeah, just like to sum everything up, the way that I got into modeling was through magazines or tattoo magazines that contacted me that wanted my images, and I just yeah, just kept on going with it and took it places. And now I'm lucky enough, is my job, and I can travel all around Australia and really the world if I wanted to, and help photographers out with their portfolios. And I'm also going to run workshops on how to teach models that are just learning and how to work your body and how to prepare for a shoot, which we will talk about in some videos coming up. So I've had a lot of feedback and questions on Instagram and YouTube on to give advice on how to start modeling. So I can provide 3 quick tips on how to start your modeling as a hobby and if you want to turn it into a career. So number 1 tip is obviously do your research with the photographer. You have to work for free first. You're not just going to be magically good at it. You can't just get paid bookings. You have to work for free, and if you're working for free, I would do research and get a good photographer that's going to do you justice. I am not going to lie, I'm pretty snobby with who I work with now. I'm not going to work with just any photographer. I'm only going to work with one who's going to boost my portfolio, or it's going to be a paid job, which at the moment I'm only taking paid bookings. So I've been turning down a lot of shoots, which, you know, there are good photographers out there, but that doesn't mean I want to work with everyone in Australia. So yeah, doing your research into the photographer, make sure that their work is what you're interested in. You know, if they're going to be doing fine art stuff, but you want to do nude grunge, obviously that fine art photographer is not the right photographer for you and your style, which then leads on to picking the style that you want to grow and build in. So obviously I started just doing a tattoo work, which is kind of, I'm going to say, more grungy style. Then I went into more fine art stuff, and now I predominantly do nude work, which is kind of necessary if I'm going to be showing my tattoos, which is majority what my bookings are. And then obviously like maybe portraits, you know, if you want to do runway modeling, then that's a completely different thing. I presume you've got to go to some sort of academy for that. But yeah, so establish the style is the second one. And then the third and last tip is to know your craft. Obviously, you know, going blind into a shoot, you're not going to know what you're doing. It's the first time you're ever going to do it, but you can help the photographer out by practicing first. You know, I mean, before my shoot, I'm luckily enough, my ex-partner is also a tattoo model, so I was hitting her up like, oh my gosh, like, how do I do this? What do I do? You know, ask people for advice and practice in the mirror. You're gonna look like an idiot, but the amount of times I stood in a mirror and was like watching my face and like moving around in the mirror, like working your body. Obviously I'm quite a curvy person as well, I'm not stick thin. I've got to work my body and know my angles to do my body justice. There's a few rules on shaping your body as well, which I will cover in another video. So yeah, just practice. I mean, you're gonna look like an idiot. Get someone to watch you, get someone to even take photos of you doing it, because if you see yourself doing it, then you can be, okay, I've got to change this, I've got to do this. So yeah, just practicing yourself and being comfortable with yourself doing it as well. Obviously, if you're not comfortable, it's going to show through your images that you're not having a good time. So be comfortable, and yeah, if you've got a little bit of knowledge, you think you've practiced, you're going in confident, then you should succeed. Fingers crossed. Work for me. So thank you for watching my introduction on how I started into modeling, and my 3 tips on how to start out as a model. I'm thinking about doing some videos on maybe 5 basic posing. So yeah, if you want to see a video like that, please leave some comments below. All feedback is welcome. And thank you for watching, and subscribe to my channel. Oh shit. Am I good? I really want to do a blooper reel. How do we stop this? How do we make this stop? Shit. To take some photos. So, do you think that's it?
That's fine. No, let's stop for a second.
Is that right? Hold up, I'll do it in the end bit.
No. So I'll give you 3 tips or something.
Okay.
So,
alright.
Yeah.
What are the 3 tips?
So
on how to, what was it? How to start?
Yeah. How do you start?
On
how
on advice on how
to.
to.
Yeah. So hey guys. Wait, so that's it. That's good. It's good. You rambled on, but the second one is so.
And then.
Go ahead.
Okay. And then thank you for watching.
Done. Let's go back 1 step.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you for watching my tips on. Oh fuck.
Great.
Okay. Good.